These are the teacher's notes for the Martian Cliffhanger video. The aims of these videos are to develop English speaking skills and to develop listening skills, especially listening for detail. The Martian Cliffhanger video is for students whose English level is between B1 and B2. I used it in 11 different classes in an Italian high school. It worked best with students in the 4th and 5th years. The next video in this series will be for students at a lower level, those between A2 and B1. How to use this video. Tell the students to watch the video before the lesson. In class, ask questions. I've prepared some questions for you. They're a bit later in these teachers' notes. Make sure that they understand that there are two different problems. First point, the passengers have to act quickly to prevent the plane from slipping over the cliff. Second point, the air will clear in the morning and the sun will charge the battery, but the plane will still be in a dangerous position. How do they get back to the space center? Next, divide the class into pairs or small groups. The task is to work out how to save the people on the plane. Tell each group to prepare a solution in time for the next lesson. In the next lesson, the pairs or groups should present their solutions to the class in the form of a dialogue. A dialogue, not a story, because we want everyone in the class to speak. Getting the weaker students to speak should be a priority. How to develop speaking skills. Call a group to present their solution. Tell the class to listen. After their presentation, ask the class, will that solution work? In my classes, most of the solutions were not practical. I'll show you why in a minute. If no one in the class challenges the solution, point out the problems yourself and ask the group to reply. The aim is to get the students to think as they speak, refining their ideas or offering better ones. The benefit comes from this debate. It does not really matter whether a perfect solution is found or not. The focus should be on communication, not on accuracy. Even native speakers often make mistakes when speaking. Is there a simple solution? Yes, there is, but finding it is not the purpose of the lesson. Unworkable solutions are really more useful because they create opportunities for debate. If the students really want to find a perfect solution, remind them that all the girls on the plane have skates, and tell them that there are loose rocks lying near the plane. What could the girls do with their skates and the rocks? A bit of lateral thinking and 10 minutes work is all they need to stop the plane from slipping over the edge. No external help is necessary. If they don't understand how to get back to the space center in the morning, after the sun has charged the battery, ask these questions. Could the plane take off from where it is, on the cliff edge? Obviously not. So, what would they have to do before it could take off? Examples of unworkable solutions. These examples are from my Italian students in 11 different classes, ranging from the 3rd to the 5th year of high school. First example, some students piled the plane seats in front of the wheels together with the rocks. This will not work because the plane is too heavy. Second example, some students removed the propellers and dug them into the ice to block the wheels. This is impossible because they would need special equipment. Some students sent Tim, the boyfriend, to the rescue. That's impossible. He has no way of getting from the hostel to the plane's position. Because of the dust storm, the rescue helicopter is grounded. Some students climbed down the cliff face and walked to the hostel. That's impossible. They haven't got a rope, the cliff is too high, the hostel is too far away, and their oxygen packs wouldn't last long enough. Finally, some students tied the back wheel of the plane to the rock face using the seat belts. This would not work either. Seat belts are not strong enough, and attaching them to the rock face would need tools. Suggestions for real questions, that is, questions in which you ask the students to express their opinions. First question. In this story, Cass is always worried while Elpis is optimistic. Are you more like Cass or more like Elpis? Second question. Do you think people will live on Mars in your lifetime? Third question. Would you like to go there? Fourth question. Would life on Mars be exciting or boring? Fifth question. What do you think the biggest problems would be? Sixth question. What would you miss most? Friends, family, your home, good food, the weather, or something else? Seventh question. Space exploration is expensive. Do you think it's worth the cost? Eighth question. Some scientists think it's important to create a colony on Mars in case civilization on Earth is destroyed by a disaster or by war. What do you think about that? Ninth question. Maybe the real reason for going to Mars is that people love a challenge. What do you think about that? Suggestions for comprehension questions. First question. What's the first thing the passengers have to do? Answer. Find a way of preventing the plane from slipping over the edge. Second question. What's the second thing? Answer. They have to work out how to get back to the Space Center. Third question. What sport do the Blue Angels and Martian Reds do? Answer. Speed skating. Fourth question. Is this sport more dangerous on Earth or on Mars? Answer. On Mars. Because of the very low temperatures at night, the ice becomes extremely hard. Fifth question. Why was the Major sent from Earth to Mars? Answer. Because the Blue Angels pilot is in hospital. Sixth question. Why does Cass object to her friend's relationship with Tim? Answer. Cass thinks Elpis is not serious about the race because Elpis and Tim are the leaders of the opposing teams. Seventh question. Why was Cass worried about the date, Friday the 13th? Answer. She thinks it's an unlucky day. Eighth question. What's the word to describe a person who believes in such ideas? Answer. Superstitious. Ninth question. Why did the Major land the plane on the glacier instead of at the airport in the crater? Answer. Because the airport was closed. 10th question. Why did Mac close the airport just as the Blue Angels plane was arriving? Answer. Because there was zero visibility in the crater as a result of the dust storm. 11th question. How did the Major stop the plane after landing on the glacier? Answer. He reversed all the engines and used all the power left in the battery. 12th question. How long will the dust storm last? Answer. The weather forecast is 4 days at ground level. 13th question. When will it be possible to charge the battery? Answer. In the morning, because the plane is 2,000 meters above the ice and the air will already be clear. 14th question. How long will the plane's oxygen last? Answer. 2 days. Questions that students might ask you. Question 1. Is Korolev crater a real place? Answer. Yes. The crater is named after a famous Russian space engineer. The information about the crater in this story is mostly correct, with one exception. There are large amounts of carbon dioxide ice on Mars, but on the rim of the Korolev crater there is probably only carbon dioxide snow, not a glacier. Question 2. Is it really true that Mars has lots of water? Answer: yes, this was scientifically confirmed in 2024. Question 3. Why is the surface of Mars so dry if there's water underground? Answer: because Mars lost its magnetic field long ago, and this allowed the solar wind to strip away most of the Martian atmosphere. Question 4. Is it true that Mars has frequent dust storms? Answer: yes, it is. Sometimes they cover the whole planet. Question 5. In the video, the characters are wearing light clothes. Surely that's impossible. Answer: the story assumes that improved technology in medicine will make heavy spacesuits unnecessary on Mars in the future, despite high radiation and low temperatures. Question 6. Elpis is one of the main characters. What does her name mean? Answer: it means hope. Elpis is always optimistic, in contrast with her friend Cass, short for Cassandra, who correctly predicts danger but is not believed. Both names come from ancient Greek mythology. Elpis is from the story of Pandora's box. Question 7. Is it really possible to fly a plane on Mars? Answer: yes. The American Space Agency, NASA, built a small helicopter to fly on Mars, and it worked well. Question 8. In the story, there is a weekly rocket flight from Earth to Mars. Is that realistic? Answer: no. Mars and Earth come close to each other once every 2 years. When they are close, 6 weeks might be possible. The technology that exists now would not permit a weekly flight.